Hello and welcome. I am about to compare the Vitamix and the Blendtec on their ability to make a kale banana smoothie. Now, I just want to point out really quickly, one of the things, I like both of these blenders a lot. They cost about the same amount. But Blendtec has a really wide mouth. It's easy to get in clean. The blade is not sharp, but it does the job. That's one of the things that I like about the Blendtec. That kind of makes it unique. And it's also very, very strong material. I've seen people jump on these. I first learned about Blendtec at the very first ever Raw Food Film Festival in 2006 or 7 in Los Angeles, California that my wife and I went to. And very impressed with it. I already had a Vitamix at the time, and I like Vitamix a lot. Vitamix is great. One of the things I like about the Vitamix is you've got this tamper right here that goes inside, and it can easily push down vegetables or nuts, whatever kind of harder material that you want to make it blend up really easy. So, but the blade is a little sharper when you're cleaning it. It's a little more narrow. You do have to kind of just be careful when you're cleaning it, although it's much easier to clean than your average blender, and also very durable material, long lasting. They both have great warranties. And I'm going to go ahead then and start by just putting as close to equal amounts of kale in them. I've got about 22 ounces of water in each blender, and we're just going to go ahead and add this kale. We're not going to do too much to it to prepare it any more than it's prepared. We just want to see what the blender's capability is of blending these things up as the blenders are, and that means that I will be using the tamper with the Vitamix. Blendtec, we're going to see how it does without the tamper. So we've got our kale ready to go. We'll have to do the banana part in a minute, and we'll put our lids on top. Here we go, and our Vitamix lid, and we're going to go ahead and start the blenders now, and we're going to start them at the same time so we can get an idea of how long it's going to take them. We'll count down the seconds or whatever. Alright, so we bet about the same amount of time with each blender. It was a little bit over 30 seconds each. And I was surprised actually to see how well that the Blendtec pulled down the kale. It looks like they're probably going to both be blended about equal, but you could see how the Blendtec did pull down the kale quickly, even without the tamper. And so let's just go ahead and do a quick taste test before we add our bananas to see how smooth they are. I think I'll go ahead and use this cup here. We'll go with Vitamix first. It's pretty smooth. I can taste little pieces of the kale in it, meaning there's very, very small particles of the kale in it. It'll get smoother, I know, when I mix in the bananas too, but we're going to just compare it to the Blendtec. Blendtec did a very good job. I can still taste little particles in it too, but I definitely would say they're comparable on a very basic level, but I think the Blendtec did work a little bit faster when it came to how long it took, and the fact that it didn't need a tamper for this particular job is pretty cool. We're going to have to do another test on this later with some ice, because I'd really like to see how Blendtec can turn ice into like smoothie or like slushy type ice as compared to the Vitamix, because I know the Vitamix works really good for that. And so obviously I've been using my Vitamix for a long time, and my Blendtec is a pretty new tool for me. I've only got to see a couple of things done with it so far, and so I'm just curious to know what's going to be the best blender overall. And I can already say that I'm pretty impressed with the Blendtec, because I thought it would not compare at all to the Vitamix on a very basic level. of performance. So you can see that when it comes to just making a blended up kale, it's a pretty good blender comparatively. And I'm just going to keep on filling the blenders up, try and do the same amount of bananas in each one. I'm just going to alternate back and forth, and we'll see how smooth we can get our bananas with our kale too. Have you guys tried either of these blenders? Do you have one? If you don't have one and you'd like to get one, you can help support me by purchasing through the links below or around this video. Plus, you are going to get free shipping if you buy through me, so that does help me. And we're just going to keep going here. I'm going to fill this up as much as I can. When I figure I can't add any more to the blenders, then I'm going to go ahead and just blend things up. And I think we're getting pretty close on both of them, but I'll go ahead and add one more banana to each. And my family of 5 actually, if you include the one that really doesn't eat too much regular food, she's mainly still having milk, we will eat all of this smoothie in a relatively short period of time, meaning like for me, I'll probably finish my portion in about 5 to 10 minutes or something like that. And then for the kids, it doesn't take them too much longer than that, and my wife is the same. So let's just go ahead then and see what we've got with the bananas and the kale at the blender at the same time. Okay, I think it's pretty fair to say that they blended for about the same amount of time, and I had them both on their highest power settings as far as their blending speed goes. You could see the Blendtec was hopping around a little bit, and that might be because I started off on the low setting and then I tried to move it to the high setting and it didn't blend faster, or maybe that is just the way that the Blendtec works when it's initially starting out. But obviously I didn't need the tamper. I used the tamper in here, so let's go ahead and do a taste test. Just going to go ahead and show you in here. Hopefully you can see that, but it looks really nice and smooth, the Blendtec Kale Banana Smoothie. So let's see how it tastes. Definitely nice and smooth. Did a very good job. Let's just compare it to the Vitamix. You can see I was using the tamper, so you would think that might give it a little advantage of crushing the banana up, making it a little smoother. Let's see here. I'd say performance-wise, they did about an equal job. So we're just going to have to test them out again and see what they do when we try them with ice or with frozen something with no water. That's what I'm wondering. How is the Blendtec going to perform against the Vitamix when there's no water? And just like some frozen fruit or some ice, where you could use this to crush it down. But I definitely would say that I like both of them. The Blendtec maybe blended a little bit quicker, surprisingly, but obviously the Vitamix always does an amazing job, and it gets it as smooth as you can get it. And surprisingly, the Blendtec got it it got the same smoothness too. So let's just take a look too and see if you can see in there, but that's smooth, and that's what I want, and probably what you want when you have a smoothie. So I'll see you next time. Thanks for watching.